Philly Sports, Love and Pain. I'm Dave. That's Kenny.
I'm on a beach.
Kenny's on a beach somewhere, kicking back, sun in his eyes. Spiders dropping from the fucking rafters.
I'm in New York, getting ready for a very important meeting this morning. Pow pow. Did you see how dumb this motherfucker was? He went to Starbucks, right? And they got a pretty good visual of him on Starbucks. And then he also ate a candy bar at the scene of the crime and threw it away in the trash can.
That's because he probably works for the FBI. Wow, listen, who knows what the fuck.
It's a little interesting that old milkers Nancy Pelosi bought some stock and changed some stock this morning.
There's going to be all kinds of tinfoil. Get your tinfoil ready, buddy. Get your tinfoil ready.
I live in the tinfoil.
You fucking live in a tinfoil. Well, you know what's funny is when you're on that background, when you lean into the mic, it like cuts out a hole in your face. Like lean toward your mic. Lean toward the microphone, man. Oh my God. All right. So, nothing has happened since we've been gone. You know, nothing's going on. You could possibly say that the Eagles are on a fucking tear.
The worst team in the NFL, according to everyone. I don't fucking get it. I've never seen anything like this.
It's weird,
Have
right?
You? I don't even, is it weird the right word? Is it just hating?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know what it is. I mean, because people listen, us included, this team was different in week 5. I'm sorry, they just were. And,
well, I mean, being at the Browns game was terrible.
I think there's a bunch of factors, right? Like Nick Sirianni is figuring out what he is. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what it all boils down to. Like Nick Sirianni's never been this hands off as a head coach. He's never been, and what I mean by that is like, not calling plays, not dabbling every down. You know what I mean? So like he is in a different leadership role, and I think he's actually like starting to enjoy it. And there's nothing that you could even you could not expect this to have happened.
What is your name?
After week 4. Well, extend Nick.
What Nick?
Nick?
Nick who?
Nick.
Nick who?
Sirianni.
I was confused.
So why I wanted to ask the question. Does Nick Sirianni deserve an extension? It's like the hardest question ever, but I guess
no, I don't even think it's that. I mean, look what he's doing. I mean, you can't argue that he's, successful. For what 3 coaches have ever started 9-2 or something like that to start their career or something like that.
I don't know. I'm sure that could be right.
I mean, look, they crumbled last year. We know what that was about. That was more about, I bet you.
What was it about?
Well, the coordinators were fucking terrible, dude. And the personnel was terrible. You can't have 2 shitty fucking piece of shit linebackers and expect the rest to, feed into each other. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, which is crazy is how Howie's been, somewhat, pretty successful with, that linebacking position just being absolute trash.
But you're never spending any 5 seconds even thinking about who they want to have as a linebacker.
And they realized last year it was a problem. I mean, look, I think Nick and Jalen were struggling. I really do think they were. But I think they've been able to, bygones be bygones, right?
Well, I don't know. I think that I wonder if
I'm getting sick, so I have no energy, just so we're all aware. I'm going down.
I wonder if some of this has to do with the team. So here's what I'm worried about, I guess. Could Nick Sirianni end up being like Glenn Rivers?
No,
Like, is he
no,
successful because
no,
is he
no.
successful or is he successful because of the team?
Of course, I mean that obviously fucking helps, right? I mean that's anything in life,
Or
right?
wasn't that was the knock on Glenn, right?
Oh my God, Glenn is a. Please stop it.
I'm just
Stop.
worried that that's what it is because like what it's hard to explain what happened last year.
Well, first off, you can't go from football to basketball and back. It's totally like it's just too fucking far. Like you can't compare any of coaches outside of the realm of their like respective sport. You just can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it is that. I
Nick
want
is going to get a Super Bowl.
I want them to extend Nick. I feel like he's deserved it. He's earned it. I mean,
Also, it means nothing at the end of the day.
it almost means nothing. Like you can still move off of the guy. It's not like, whatever. It means nothing to us. I mean, it means something to Lori because it's guaranteed money. So
Boo fucking who, Mr. Laurie? I paid $28 for a vodka drink. I think we'll be okay.
I'm just saying it's guaranteed money. But the other thing that the Eagles do like better than probably anybody else is the way that they write their contracts. They pay out those bonuses, and signing bonuses don't count against the cap, and that comes straight out of the pocket of the owner. So honestly, the owner is a big part of the reason why they have what they have.
They There's no reason to believe that they won't extend him. The only problem that he is going to have moving forward is you're gonna lose. You're never gonna lose your DC now. Probably he'll retire. I don't know if he'll go in as an Eagle, but like he's going to retire from the Eagles, right? So you're gonna probably lose Kellen Moore.
Does Kellen Moore deserve to be a head coach?
No, maybe I don't know, but you know how it is. I mean, does Jonathan Gannon deserve to be a head coach?
Yeah, it's
And
fair.
I mean, I would argue that he's doing pretty good for what he has down there. I don't think he's nearly as bad as the head coach as you know. And honestly, I don't even know if he was really a bad DC. It's just you can't get burned on that same play 3 times in a row. Like look how many yards the Eagles gave up in the Super Bowl win in 18. They gave up like 550. It's not. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like again, this is so comical to me. Like if the Eagles gave up 1,000 yards in the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl, no one would give a shit. If the Eagles gave up 150 yards and lost the Super Bowl, we'd be like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the end result drives, or what's the word I'm looking for? The I have it. I'm just not there.
I know what you're saying. Like whatever ends up happening, like you look back to 2020 vision,
Yeah,
hindsight,
it doesn't
however you want to
fucking
look at it.
matter. Like whatever happens, happens. If they win, that end result, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the stats are. It doesn't matter if Jalen Hurts had 17 interceptions, 4 fumbles, and they won the Super Bowl. No one gives a fuck. You won the Super Bowl, right? You know what I mean? And
I mean,
it's similar to like the Barkley rushing title. Like, cool, but it doesn't really fucking matter.
I
It
almost
just
don't. I
doesn't.
almost don't want him to win it because, like, it seems like whenever a player in Philly wins a personal fucking award, they do shit. They do nothing.
I mean, he's gonna absolutely get shadies for sure. It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
shady.
yeah, for sure. But him and Henry are close. Like, it's gonna come down to those two, obviously.
I no, it's Barkley. He's already up. He's up at least 50-ish yards, right?
Yeah. But that's if he plays all the games. If they lose, let's just start. Let's just play it out. If they lose this weekend, they won't lose this weekend. But let's not even say that. Let's say if they lose against the Steelers,
It doesn't matter if they lose against the Steelers. You have to worry about one outside of that. They have one loss they can afford to have.
that's not true.
Well, right now you're saying that's not true.
You're you're just saying you're just assuming that Detroit's going to lose a game.
David, come on. Stop.
What?
They have the Lions have the hardest schedule remaining out of any of the teams left. The Packers are really good. The fucking Vikings and a divisional game against the Vikings is very difficult. They have Buffalo. I guarantee you that Buffalo is a loss.
When do
So
they
that's
play?
one.
When do they play Buffalo? Do you know?
2 weeks.
Okay, so Buffalo wants that too.
Yeah, it's not like that's some week 16 meaningless fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, I know everyone's down on the Niners just like I am, and it's beautiful, but like they can be difficult.
Unless they have nothing to play for.
Correct, but that you saw that division.
I did. It's a log jam of shit.
So the question there, and it's basically what we just talked about. Are you upset if the Niners win the division as a fan base and they get bounced in the first round, or do you care? You know what I mean? But it's still a division title, and you can still rub that in anyone's face. When you're talking, sports and shit. So like, I think the division matters. I mean, I don't know. I don't know to what extent, but I don't think they're gonna roll over. Is what I'm trying to get at. The Lions, I think, have 2 losses left in them. We really get your cheese heads on because we really do. We need the fucking
No,
Packers.
you're spot on because that game right there
It's the deciding factor.
is so important for the Eagles because the Eagles already beat the Packers.
Yeah,
So
it's huge.
so if the Packers can go to Detroit and take them down, which by the way, the line is only 3.5, which I mean, I know the Packers are good. 3.5 is a shady line to me.
Also, like the Lions are dealing with a lot of injuries.
They are.
They've looked kind of pedestrian. They get look what happened to the Bears. There's no reason the Bears should have even been in that game.
They don't have any major injuries, but they
have Adrian Hutchinson's a big major injury.
yeah, yes, but he's on IR. Yeah.
Yeah, my point is, and they lost another defensive tackle, and that
Yep,
dude's
saw that.
fucking that dude that everyone wanted us to draft over Quinion. He stinks. So you just exploit him. You know what I mean? They're gonna. So here's the thing. Like, look, I know the Lions are scary. I get it, but I think it's happenstance due to their schedule. Right now, it's gonna get a little harder. Right, just like we talked about the Eagles. Right, it was easy cakewalk at the beginning of last year. And then it got difficult, and that's where a lot of things happen there, right? But the Lions, so they're gonna have to help Arnold, right? They can't not help Arnold if we have 2 healthy wide receivers, right? So they're gonna have to shade some safety help over to him, which is gonna leave you with a Goddard,
If he's healthy.
a Smith. I mean, Dotson's good for 1 catch for 17 yards. I've never seen a team never use a 3, but I get it, because I don't know how you could spread the ball to him.
Well, yeah, but except for when your 2's not there.
Yeah, you know who comes to 2. You know this. I mean, Goddard just slides up to the number 2.
But Goddard's not even healthy.
Well, no, I know that. I'm just talking about last week specifically. Like they didn't have
okay.
Smith. Goddard went to 2.
Yes,
Now,
100%.
now you're gonna have Smith back this week, and it doesn't really matter. The Panthers. That's not as easy as we might have thought it was a couple weeks ago. I don't think Bryce Young is slinging the ball. He looks good. I mean, honestly, he looks good.
He does. He looks good, and I mean, they should not lose. They should not lose to Carolina. But Carolina has played well over the last 4 games. They had a bye, and they barely lost to Kansas City. They barely lost to Tampa Bay. Both of those games, field goals. I mean, they were probably double-digit underdogs in both of those games.
Oh, for sure. Definitely Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
And also, a side note and off tangent, I guess, but like I looked at the QB comparison from
Tampa Bay was 7.
Wow, it's close enough. I was looking at the graphic from Hurts, the Mahomes, in the Super Bowl. Dude, Mahomes had a dog shit Super Bowl. He threw for like 163 yards.
Yeah, but he won.
Exactly, and that's my point. It's all the same. It all goes circle, right? It doesn't really fucking matter. No one talks about Mahomes having a shitty Super Bowl performance. They talked about him being better than Tom Brady. I hear nowadays, which is just TikTok kids. Because if anyone watched Tom Brady from like what 04 to shit 2020,
A different level of elite. Different.
yeah,
level.
I mean, like Atlanta, like just watch Tom Brady against the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. And that's the legacy you need to know about Tom Brady. I'm not sure there's many quarterbacks that could do that.
I agree. I mean, I think if you're going to talk about like who's the best or who's the greatest of between Mahomes and Brady, I don't think you can't go Mahomes. Not yet. Anyway.
Honestly, it's really fucking disrespectful.
As a quarterback. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't. There were years that Tom Brady had like high school dudes playing wide receiver, basically.
Oh, it didn't even. And then there were years where he had Randy Moss. Like,
Well, yeah, and
like
look what he did. He threw 50 fucking touchdown passes.
just such a great career, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's.
I'm a Tom Brady simp, maybe.
I like Tom Brady. I don't
I
know.
like him even more now that he's in the booth.
People hate him in the booth, dude.
Everyone hates change, right?
I think it's fine. I don't give a fuck.
He's listen, like people put Greg Olson in like the top tier of commentators, and he fucking stinks. If you actually pay attention to him and listen, and he fucking stammers and stutters the whole fucking time.
You know who else people hate? People hate Romo, dude.
I'm starting to hate him.
I don't hate him. He's just a goofball.
I can't. Here's what I'm struggling with right now.
Here we go, Jim.
First off, I'm struggling with his Botox face. It is fucking this.
Motherfucker's got a Snapchat filter on his face.
Here you go, Jim. Nah, look at that, Jim. Also, I think my problem with Tony Romo is when I got to watch Tommy.
Tommy.
Speaking of which, what's her first name? Tommy from Spider-Man, Aunt May.
Aunt May, Marissa Tomei.
Woo! She was on Seinfeld. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
She was a babe. She is a babe. Anyway, so when we had Tony Romo, it was always just like, okay, we have to watch the 4:00 game on CBS because we want to watch the 4:00 game, and like he's fine, right? Because it's once in a while. Now he's doing Eagles games.
I'll tell you what. Put every game on CBS because Fox's HD is trash.
I hate that you fucking brought this to my attention. I want to fucking kill myself.
It's so bad, dude.
I fucking hate it. Every second of it.
You know what's?
But I think I'm
up?
getting too much Tony Romo, and like I feel like, and you and Jake were telling me it wasn't happening, but I think it was. They were slurping fucking the Ravens, man. They were slurping the Ravens like they were the best thing that's ever fucking happened in the NFL. It's disgusting.
I didn't feel like it was that bad.
And I'm going back to this whole point about like I don't like that it got broken up because the CBS commentators have more notes on AFC teams, right? Because that's normally who they do. Now they're sprinkling in some NFC here and there, and like Chris Collinsworth, right? Did you watch that game, Buffalo Niners?
Yeah.
Okay, so Josh Allen does that crazy play. He doesn't even say anything about Buffalo. First thing he goes is, looks like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce out here. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck are we doing? You know?
Yeah, like if you're going to like if it was like some random quarterback, that like doesn't have a name for himself yet, and like, he wants to like be funny and like I'm just talking to an empty forest here. He wants to be funny, and make a joke or whatever. Like it's fine, but like when it's Josh Allen making a play, and then you would immediately draw like a chuckle ha 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 fucking parallel to Pat Mahomes, who is basically his fucking mortal enemy. Like that's weird, dude. It's weird.
I'm fucking out.
They love Pat Mahomes, dude. They love him.
Sponsor us, Kool-Aid.
Yeah, quick, hurry before you get canceled.
Son of a bitch. I fell for that today. For a quick second. I was like,
the Pop-Tarts or the Uncrustables?
Yeah. I eat about 4 to 6 of them a week at work. I ain't got no time for nothing else, man. Fucking pop those bad boys out and suck them down.
Oh man. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of this team. Honestly, this whole Eagles thing. It's
something I found interesting today, and this is why I'm feeling like I'm kind of floating on air today, or on a cloud, whatever the fucking saying is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Offense wins you games. Defense wins you championships. You want me to say it again?
I mean, that's fine, but like, aren't there good defenses that didn't win championships?
You don't think that you don't think the Eagles' offense can win them?
As
Trying
it
to think
is,
of who
as
like,
it is right now, yes,
yeah.
they can.
Okay. So offense wins games, defense wins championships. The way that the Eagles are made, they can win the Super Bowl just even if Jalen Hurts has 100 yards passing, which is such a fucking dumb.
Well, he'll only have 200, so just bank on that.
But it's such a silly argument. Like, why? First off, they're down 5 to 7 passes a game, right? They're down their second wide receiver, so obviously the passing offense is going to die a little bit. And like Saquon Barkley is that good. Like, why would you? That's like eating like your favorite food in the whole entire world, right? Which is running the ball with Barkley, right? You're eating this food, it's your favorite thing in the whole entire world, and then you decide I'm gonna eat this fucking plate of cauliflower. Why would you go away from what you like? You know what I mean? Like what you're good at, and what they're good at is running the fucking ball at the will and tiring out the defensive line, and then you get a 30-yard Barkley touchdown to seal the game against the Ravens. That game, granted, struggling first and third quarter, which is weird to me, but it didn't matter because it came to the fourth quarter. The Ravens were tired, Saquon bullied, and they rushed in and they won the fucking game.
Yeah, it mostly didn't matter because the defense bottled up the Ravens. I mean, they had Lamar, like they had him working, man, and you know, like he found Likely a couple times, and that dude's good. Likely's good, man. Andrews was cooking a little bit, but like even Lamar, like he only had 40 yards rushing until that last drive. He ripped off a 39, which makes his stats look better. And you know, again, the score, like they didn't really score 19, they scored 12. And like
Honestly, if I go on, finish your thing.
that game's not as close as the scoreboard made it look. Honestly, the Eagles controlled that game. The first quarter was rough, but they hung because the defense is good. And even when the offense is sucky, even when the offense like struggles, the defense holds them close. And that's why defense wins championships at the end of the day, because they give your offense multiple chances to do something good.
The key when you have an elite defense that like we do is to limit the 3 and outs as much as you can, right? Because you just want to get some kind of drive to give these guys a break.
Right.
It doesn't matter in the first quarter, right? Because everyone's still pretty fresh, right? So we flush the first quarter as long as the offense can sustain some kind of drive. And I'm not saying 6-minute drives, 5-minute drive, but a 3-minute, 30-minute drive with a quick first down and then a 3 and out, it still helps the D get ready and rest it, right? So that's number one. You got to limit those 3 and outs. And I think they do a pretty good job of doing that. Now, there are some cases which we all know, and we're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like 3 out, 3. So that's not great. But it doesn't matter because the defense is it's always up for the task. And if I have to hear the Ravens fans, or actually just fans in general, well, the only reason the Eagles won is because Justin Tucker missed 7 points.
Oh my God.
Do you not think that the Eagles would have adjusted for those points? Do you not think that would have happened? Are you that fucking dumb? Do you think the Eagles would have ran a prevent defense, tied or down or up a point? Like what are we like? We are not. People are not. They can't be this dumb.
No, I mean,
But yet,
they are that dumb.
But here they are, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
the game drives results are exactly what the other team gives you. Am I wrong when I say that?
I mean, the first. I'm thinking back, and I wanted to bring up the game book because I wanted to look to make sure that I wasn't wrong. But they punted on their first 4 possessions.
The Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were down 10-0.
They got to 10?
I'm sorry, 9.
That's right. Yeah, that's right, because he missed the extra point. And remember when he missed the extra? You don't remember this because it happened in my brain. I remember when he missed that, and I said, "Huh, that's like them just getting 3 field goals."
Right. So like, yeah, it is. And so you're down 9, so you're down 9-0. You've had
And then
four
they just
drives.
punt. Yep.
You've had four
Now I
drives
remember.
in a row where you've punted. And then bam, here comes the touchdown. Now all of a sudden it's a game, it's 9-7, and you're then your defense steps up, makes them punt 3 times in a row, and now you take the lead on the very next drive. Like they completely took over the game in those 2 drives, those 2 touchdown drives. And one of them was long. One of them was almost 70-yard drive.
Was that the Barkley one?
It was no, that was the tush push touchdown.
Oh, where he fumbled it.
Yeah.
It's not a fumble unless they don't get it back. Also, crazy stat.
Well, yeah, you brought that up during the game. How many fumbles there were with no
Yeah.
with no lost fumbles?
I've never seen nothing like that, and I don't even know if that graphic had that tush push fumble in it.
Because that was definitely a fumble too.
And I think it was 5 outright, so 6 if you include the tush push. For the first time in a long time, I'm not mentally exhausted. Like I watch the games. I'm like, they're gonna fuck around. Like the Jaguars is a prime example. Like they played around with their food too long. They fucked around, right? That game should have never been what it was. But like for the most part, outside of the Jags game, and like if you watch the Cleveland Browns game, that game was never in doubt. They were never gonna lose to the Browns. Not in a million fucking years they were gonna lose to the Browns. You just would have hoped they would have fucking won by 40 because they should have, right?
Right, exactly.
So, like, one game where we're sweating it out because we're dumb. Like...
It's just crazy to me. It's incredible how this defense is playing. And, I mean, Vic Fangio just isn't getting enough credit, I feel like. I mean...
Okay, let me ask you this question. Who's making them practice with pads?
I think that was Vic's idea.
And then Nick is riding it, right?
Yeah, I think so, because Vic was just quoted the other day. He was saying something about, they asked him about the practice, and he said something clever about like the Allen Iverson thing.
Yeah, no. He basically, all he said was like how you perform in practice is how you're gonna play.
Not whatever Allen Iverson said. Yeah.
Yeah. But here's the thing, and I don't know, I'm gonna try to like.
They asked Jalen about that today too, by the way.
What is that?
Practicing in pads more. And
Yeah, I did hear that.
He just kind of gave like a standard answer. He's like, well, if you get more reps in the pads, it can't be bad, right? Like that's what he said.
I couldn't even believe that story originally leaked out that they weren't practicing in pads. Well, not leaked out, right? Because it's just public knowledge, but like they should have been practicing in pads. It's such a weird thing to like not do. But what I want to try to say about Vic to Nick is like, at my job, I'm 34. I work with a 68-year-old very closely, right? Like that's my mentor pretty much. And whatever he says, I normally do, right? Unless I know that I can do a little bit differently on a different customer. It's literally Nick taking the resource, the experienced old vet that's been around the league for fucking ever, and he goes, "Hey Nick, here's an idea. Let's wear pads." Just like Frank at my job, if he tells me, "Hey, you should bid it this way," I go, "Okay, that's how I'm going to bid it," because I don't have that life experience. You know what I mean? Nick doesn't either.
Right.
So you got to go with what you know. Sean Desai, probably Nick's age, if not a little younger, right?
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
Brian Johnson, Nick's age, maybe a little younger. Just saying, man, it's good to have these old dogs around.
I mean, dude, I just, you can't say enough about this defense, and this is exactly what we were hoping for in the beginning of the year. Like nobody saw Bond coming out of left field like this. Nobody, other than Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio is the only one that fucking saw it coming. And I mean, Jalen Carter, he's basically one of the best fucking tackles in the league.
Well, I'm seeing him take plays off though.
And Milton's not far behind him.
I was thinking about this. You might not. I think you might like this. I don't know. Don't re-sign Jordan Davis and put your money into Milton Williams. It's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
I've been thinking about it though for like 6 days, since I watched the game, or however many days ago that was. Feels like I guess it's only a couple, but it feels like forever. But
I
I've been
kind of,
thinking
I
about
kind of lean, I kind of lean with you. I think on this.
because okay, listen, I don't care where they were drafted. I don't care what Again, it's like,
Yeah.
why would you? You're telling me that you're willing to re-sign someone based off of where you drafted them?
No, absolutely
No.
not.
And it's not like Howie's like, ooh, I really got to sign him to prove a point that I'm not a bad GM. Like, he's not a miss. Nolan Smith's not a miss. They're just not. They're not like elite like Jalen Carter, right? So like it makes it look a little worse. But like, and this is what's so funny about like Sliz being like, oh, Jordan Davis is a rotational player. Who fucking cares? Why is that such a problem?
Well, no, it's not. It's not a problem. He's thumping his chest on that because him from day one, he was like Jalen. He was like Jordan Davis is not an elite defensive tackle. He will not be blah blah blah. So he's just been saying that forever, and now he's just thumping his chest because he's kind of right.
But okay, but does it matter?
No, he's just no, he's just trying to take credit.
Okay, well, he can credit these nuts, just like that fucking Angelo and who was that? Was that Sliz? It was Sliz. Fucking Sliz, you Sliz ball.
Sills.
Sliz.
You call him Sliz, which is funny. But
I got the Eagles winning 5 games. What are you talking about? This is why you had to retire, Katali. Like, what? You can't be that.
That's
far
a bad
off.
look. That's a bad look. I mean, that's a bad look.
To say, and my favorite part of all those clips, when he goes, "Now I'm back to 5, but I never was off of 5." Like he was so confident that they were gonna win 5 fucking games. Where he was like, "I want to make sure it's known that I never left 5 wins."
It's such an asinine thing to say.
Bro, at least you give them 9 wins. At least if you think they're not even good enough, right? They're at least a 7 to 9.
They're gonna win. Yeah, they're gonna win 8 or 9.
Absolutely, every fucking time.
Right. I mean, you have to be bad to not win 8.
You have to be the Giants.
Yeah, and they suck.
They're bad.
They're fucking terrible. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like that idea, actually. I like Jordan Davis, but at the end of the day, like, you can't keep them all, right?
I think you can sign Bond. I think you can sign Williams.
I think I should be looking to sign Bond right now.
Well, this guy on Facebook, which is, immediately you should red flag that. He's like, I don't think they should pay him. He's kind of old, and how he never puts resources into linebackers. I'm thinking to myself, he's 27 years old.
He's not old.
No. 27 is like a perfect age to sign for a linebacker,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Here's the thing. Nakobe Dean took 3 years to develop. We don't have 3-year window to have a linebacker develop. We don't have it.
No, give this guy 3 fucking years and be done with it.
3 years, $37 million, and whatever you got to do to guarantee the money, I don't fucking care. Sign him up.
It might not even be that much. It might not even take that much.
They're saying $10 million a year.
Okay.
Is what he's worth right now, which would be the 8th highest linebacker, and he's playing as the best linebacker in the league.
Yeah, but you're not going to pay him like fucking Warner price or some shit.
No. Of course not.
I would sign him. I'd sign him right now if they could. What's Warner making? Warner's making. Oh shit, his contract's all fucked up because he's got big cap hits. He's got 13 million. Next year his cap hit's 30 million. Oof.
Well,
the Niners are in a little bit of trouble, I think.
I don't think you're right at all. They're in a massive lot of trouble.
Yeah, they are. They're in trouble.
They owe Debo and wait till you hear this name, Hargrave.
Woo.
Next year will account for 22% of their money.
Oh.
Debo is nothing more than a glorified running back. That's not good.
Well, they need a running back right now because McCaffrey can't stay healthy.
Well, he's down the hill. He's cooked.
Yeah,
Done.
he's done. He's done.
He's done.
Between Hargrave, you got Hargrave. The cap on Hargrave next year is 28. The
What did I
cap.
fucking tell you when they were like, we're not, when they let him walk or they weren't? I said from the beginning, I said when we got him from Pittsburgh and when we got him here
It
and
was
they weren't going
100%. It was 100% the right thing to do.
oh my God, dude. That guy, I mean, and granted, this year he got hurt, so you can't really like knock him for that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But that guy is the prototypical dude. He's going to ball out when money's on the line. When he has a contract, he's just going to kind of be there.
Well, that's what happened. And now you want to talk about old. He's 31. He's almost 32. And, you know, like he's not going to get another big contract.
Here's the lifespan of an NFL player. Do what you want with this information. Do what you want with the age bracket, however you feel appropriately.
It depends on position.
But it's 8 to 11 years.
Yeah, sure. I could agree with that.
So if you got a 22-year-old,
Unless you're like a pocket quarterback or something.
well, yeah. All right, let me rephrase that. Exclude quarterbacks out of the mix. Don't count them. Any other position, you are talking 8 to 12 years. Anyone over that is like stupendous. It's just like your body breaks down, man. You know, it's just the way it fucking goes. And it's not a knock on any of this stuff, but like if you get someone at 22 who is like Nick Bosa or Aiden Hutchinson or I'm trying to stay away from Barkley just because he had injury problems. But my point is, if you get these studs at 22, they're probably going to make it 12, 14 years, right? Because 22 being really fucking good is a lot easier to carry into your 30s, early 30s, you know. But like these guys, like late bloomers, these guys like Bond is a good example. Like he's got 3 to 5 years, in my opinion, of really good elite football that, and it's time to get him while you got him, you know.
Yeah, if you know. If you
we
really
can't go back, we can't go back to Cunningham Morrow. We can't fucking do it.
No,
Fucking do it.
No, and I think now that Fangio's here, and I think with the success that this team has seen, I mean, and look at the draft. I mean, look at the draft capital that they've used. I mean, it's fucking insane, dude. To hit on that many first and second round picks is just crazy. It's crazy.
The Eagles are letting the NFL is letting Howie Roseman just kind of bully them.
That's what it seems like.
I mean, because I don't really think that there's this many dumb general managers. There's not.
No, and they're not. And this is beyond lucky. Like you're not. This isn't.
100%.
This is not lucky. Anymore.
Like I looked at the transaction between the Redskins and the Eagles for Cooper. Right. I watched that clip again from I don't know if an NFL Network put it out or something. You know. I know, yeah, could the Redskins use a corner like DeGene? Of course. Anyone in the league can.
Wait, you're talking about, you're saying Redskins. You had me back in the day.
Yeah, they're back. They're back.
It's not officially back.
But they're coming back. So now I will be able to say it. Anyway, so the Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call them, just with this last draft. You know, Howie and him are going back and forth, and Howie's like, I'm not giving you that pick, I'll give you this pick. And this guy's like, you're a really fucking pain in the ass. This is the pick I want. If you want to pick, you know, if you want that pick, then this is what you're going to give me, right?
Yeah.
And that guy, of course, would DeGene work really well for them? Yeah, obviously. But he also got a lot back. And his job is to get as many people as he can, you know, and make an impact. Now, no one thought the Commanders were going to take this leap. You know what I mean? That is something that's a little bit different, you know?
Well, it's you know, they got an injection with the new offensive swagger and with Jaden Daniels. And
they're one and done if they get in.
Oh, yeah, this year for sure. But they have a future.
There'll be a problem.
Yeah, they have a future. So this weekend, the Eagles are at home, and they have 5 games left, and 4 of them are at home. I mean, and the other one is a bus ride to Washington. So, or a train ride, whatever the fuck they're doing.
They do. I'm pretty sure it's bus to FedEx.
So you know, they are set up perfectly. They get to sleep in their own fucking beds for the rest of the season until January, which is pretty cool. Other than the trip to Washington, and that's a big deal.
Well, and at worst, they'll be able to go 2 rounds in the playoffs at home if they get to the championship game. If they're the 2 seed, and and they got to play the Lions in Detroit. Dude, I know you're gonna be annoyed, maybe, I don't know, or shocked or whatever the next words that out of my mouth might, I don't know, dingle your brain here. I think the Eagles beat the Lions like 8 times out of 10 if they played them. I just don't. I don't understand. I know the Lions are good. I get that. Like, I'm not saying they're not good, but do you think, with the way that the Eagles defense is right now, they're gonna have 500 yards on us?
No.
Jared Goff's gonna go 23 for 23 with 400 yards and 5 touchdowns? No. Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery aren't gonna fucking run all over them. They're gonna have 200 yards rushing with the touchdown apiece. You know, Sam Laporta, not very good this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that doesn't mean he can't turn it on for a game, but, you know, sample size suggests he's probably not going to turn it on for a game, right?
Yeah, but here's something that's kind of underrated about Detroit. It's their defense.
But they're all
now
dropping.
You could argue. I know, and you could argue also that their schedule has been kind of light. So, you know, the defensive numbers, like, does it mean anything? I mean, listen, it's, at the end of the day, it's the NFL, and yeah, it means something no matter what. When you can consistently,
I'm not a Lions believer. I just don't.
Which is funny because you were.
Yeah, no, I know, but I think like the way that the last couple of weeks have shaken out, they've had a couple primetime games in the last couple of weeks where I'm, you know, I watch every primetime game. There's not a primetime game I don't watch. That's that's Thursday, Monday, and Sunday, right? So I watch every single game.
Second in the league in points against.
Who, the Lions are?
Yep.
Meaning they give up the most, or they don't allow.
No, the second least amount against every game.
Who's number one?
16.9.
Who's number one?
I'm looking it up. I was just on them, so that's why I knew that.
My thought process is: have the Eagles been Chargers? Yeah, they're sneaky. They don't scare me in any way, but they should scare the AFC.
They are sneaky because like they could put it together and like they could get hot, you know.
The Jim Harbaugh is a good fucking coach.
I know, man. People shit on him, but
he's a good fucking coach.
Listen, I get the hate, especially around here, you know, like with the Penn State angle, like totally. But the dude's good. He's good.
Very good. Bro, he took Colin Kaepernick to 2 Super Bowls.
He's good. He's good.
So, you know, miss me with that.
Eagles are 4th points against.
I mean, you're talking about a collision course, and I just don't see. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm excited to find out. And honestly, like, this is also another thing that I didn't think I would say. Like, I don't know. I mean, assuming they get to an NFC Championship game and they lose the NFC Championship game, like, how can you be mad, right? Like, you can't be mad, right?
Yards against, by the way, the Eagles are 1st.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Detroit is 10th.
I'm telling you, man. No one in the NFC scares me.
What's their rushing defense look like?
I don't want to play the Bills just because I feel like it's kind of this like.
Obviously, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here, but
yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, it just feels like the Bills are like some kind of destiny.
Well, the Bills have been they've been there like every year, man. They're like right around it.
They're licking on the coot. I just. All right, look, like we'll just do it real quick. Like,
they have a good rushing defense. They're 5th.
Who?
Detroit.
You think they're stopping Barkley?
But again, who have they seen? See, this is why this is why just looking at stats doesn't tell you the story. You got to
But the Ravens also were a top rushing defense, and then he eventually got his 100.
Yeah. Yes. Is there a game that they could lose with Saquon going for 100?
No,
I don't think so. Unless there's like a pick 6 or some shit. You know what I mean? Unless there's a pick 6 or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, look,
which isn't happening. It's not happening.
No, and I would love for them to clean up their first quarter mishaps. That's the only thing you can kind of knock them right now. Is
they come out. Yeah, they come. They don't look crisp when they come out. You know, they have. Well, like,
why? No, I know what you're saying, like, but I don't know what that means. Like, evaluating a football team, what does that mean?
to me, it means they're not prepared. But that's
But
weird
it's
to
not,
say.
that can't possibly be the case.
Right. Well, but they script the first fucking drive, so
Maybe
it
they
is.
shouldn't script it. Maybe let's just do it. Let's just fucking try it. I mean, it can't be any fucking worse than what's happening.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. But they come out in the first. They come out in the first quarter, and it's like, what the fuck are you
It's
guys
just
doing?
like the whole. It's just the whole fucking Maddox thing. Like
Yeah.
you could put any fucking guy out there. You could put a linebacker out there, and it would be the same results.
I have a
So what the
feeling.
fuck
I have
is
a
different?
feeling that we're not going to see him much more.
Ever again?
Probably not. It is funny as fuck though that he's out there for 2 snaps and people are like, "What the fuck is he doing on the field? Get him out of here!"
Honestly, not even trying to be this, and I know they moved Bradbury over to safety, but like
He could come in, right?
fucking 2 plays.
2 plays.
And again, if Bradbury gets a defensive hold, Maddox would have got it anyway. So kudos.
But man, Maddox used to be pretty good.
Well, no, he was. All right, here's the thing with Maddox. He was bad.
He was
good,
yeah.
and now he's back to being bad.
Oof, man.
I mean, that's what you get when you draft the Pittsburgh Panther. Oh, we're 7-0, and then proceed to lose 5 straight fucking games to conference opponents that aren't that good. But I never want to hear the Pitt Panthers in the same breath as the Penn State Nittany Lions. Never. Don't ever fucking say that to me again.
Eat shit, Pitt.
Fucking Phil Narduzzi, you fucking 4-eyed little fuckface.
So listen, since you just so eloquently transitioned us to college football, why don't we go there? Because
I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind.
On Coach Franklin.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think. Well, all right, here we'll go back to that. But I think they can beat Oregon.
Yeah, they definitely can beat Oregon.
Now, do I think they will? Yeah, no, that's a flip of a coin situation.
To me, honestly, it depends on what happens in the first quarter, because
100%.
Oregon comes out and sometimes they're like, like they're like Mike Tyson beating up a white dude in the first round. You know what I mean? Like
It can't be 17-0 after the first quarter. It just can't be.
Exactly. Like they or like some weird shit like 16-0 or something. You know?
Did you know that the Michigan quarterback had cancer and was a walk-on? I had no idea.
The guy who's the quarterback now?
Yeah, that white boy with the blonde hair.
I had no idea.
Yeah. That's not like. I mean, what a fucking gift.
What a story.
Fuck him. What a fucking gift.
Gift? What's the gift?
No, I'm moving on. About like just Ryan Day not being able to coach against Michigan. I've never seen nothing like this. Ever. It's like he gets Michigan and he shits his pants.
Well, I've also never seen anything like Ohio State fans wanting to fire probably one of the best coaches in college football.
Boom. And this is where I wanted to tell you. And I didn't even line you up for this, but you brought me back to my Franklin take. I think, and I'm leaning this way, who's better than Franklin?
I know, and this is exactly the thought that I had to myself like a couple days ago. I'm just, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, who would? Okay, like if you could get Franklin out of here, and you could pick anybody that you want, who are you picking?
Franklin.
I don't know. I don't know if I want anybody else. And the guy, like every time you listen to him, see, here's the problem. All the shit that he's saying right now is no different than the shit that he always says.
But he didn't lose the game.
But he didn't lose, and so like, winning heals everything.
100%.
So
listen, the love fest with Franklin will probably come to an end if the OC goes to West Virginia.
Unless there's two things. There's two things that I think that could change my opinion. One would be to see them make noise in the playoffs. I don't know what that means. Maybe it means win one game. Maybe it means win two. But I think them just not just falling over and dying like we would all expect them to do in a big game. Like if that happens, like I think that will prove something. James Franklin has something to prove, and I mean I think that
he has a chance to make a lot of money for winning the Big Ten this year.
they how much what did they get a bonus?
350,000.
250.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I don't care who you are. That's a lot of fucking money.
That's a lot of money.
Listen, here's how I see this going out. They either, and this is what I'm trying to say about like Franklin. They either beat Oregon, or they lose by anywhere like a 3-10 margin, right? And I'm okay with that margin. You know what I mean? Outside of 10, I'm getting a little fishy. You know what I mean? Unless it's like a walk-off pick six or something silly, whatever. So then that happens, right? And then now you're okay. And then they gotta just fucking pound whoever they play in the first round, whoever it is. If it's
at home,
it has to be a pounding.
Right. So what's the furthest? I mean, I tried figuring this out, looking at the fucking thing. And I can't figure it out. Do you have any idea what the lowest seed they would be if they lose? What is it, like 7?
What for them?
For Penn State, right? So they're 3.
Well, the thing is that they just came out and said, which is they basically like double entendre themselves with the playoff committee and said losing the conference championship game won't impact your ranking, right? But then that's what I'm fucking saying. And then at the other end of it, they were like, but you won't fall. So I think what they were trying to say.
No. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about because right now they're the 3rd. They're ranked number 3.
Correct.
So that means that they would
number 3.
What that means they would be number 7. Because the 4 teams get automatic bids.
Correct. And then you're gonna jump the conference winners.
Yeah.
See, that's not cool to me. So you're telling me that if I don't know,
come on, if Clemson wins that game, you can't put Clemson ahead of Penn State.
No, that's my point. Like it
I mean, they will be ahead of them, but they shouldn't be.
I mean, what are we doing?
Right? Like, what is that?
Because then at some point, people are just going to be like, I mean, I guess you can't. Can you opt out of the conference championship game?
No.
So, like, I don't know, man. I guess if you lose the conference championship game, and let's say, who's the number 1 seed? Give me the number 1.
Like, so.
Hold on, you're going to make me lose my train. Give me the number 1.
Oregon.
Bad example. Who's number 2?
Texas.
Okay, so say Texas loses, right?
To Georgia.
Okay, so now Georgia's in the number 2 spot. And Texas barely lost to Georgia, but Penn State gets blown out by Oregon. Then, like, I guess that would be a good jump, right? Like, because Texas should rightfully so probably be in front of Penn State at that point. But in no fucking way in hell is SMU going to lose, if they lose their game to UNLV, that they should then jump in front. You know what I mean? It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
Here's how I think it should go. If you are in the top, like, 12 or whatever right now, and you play in your championship game, maybe not even top 12, maybe just like top 6 or top 8, and you play in your championship game and you lose, you should still get a home game in the playoffs.
I'm not against that.
Well, and I think that's how it's going to shake out, actually.
But see, here's the problem.
Except for SMU.
there's a lot of conference bias. And it really is crazy to me. Like,
why are you saying that?
Okay, twofold. I don't know if you saw Lane Kiffin's rant today.
That's the bubble. There's always going to be people arguing about the bubble teams.
Okay.
Always.
Okay. So, but do you think at the end, and I'm bringing this back to last year.
Do I think Alabama's better than any of those bubble teams? Yeah.
No. Do you think Alabama should have been in the playoff over FSU last year?
Last year, no.
Yeah. I struggle with that. If you play, I don't care. If you're in a Power 5 conference and you go undefeated, you should be awarded. You should be rewarded for doing so. You shouldn't be punished. That was an SEC bias. That's what that was. That was an Alabama bias. And Bama, for some reason, has... I mean, we get why, right? Saban all these years. But they have the bias, man. They will always... If they're a fringe team, which I don't see them being fringe teams much more, maybe another year or two, but they're going to pick up steam like they always do. They're always going to put Alabama in over whoever is on the bubble. It's just how it works. But it's biased, and that's my point. So, and I'm not sure FSU makes any noise. I think if Georgia got in last year, Georgia wins the national championship, and I don't think that's even fucking close.
But so you have Alabama and South Carolina that are both 9-3.
Who won head to head?
Alabama.
Alabama beat South Carolina, correct?
Yeah.
Alabama gets in.
Right. So it's easy.
Well, I'm saying, but I feel like the SEC gets more of a nod than they should.
In the past, I agree with you.
Well, now the new conference, realignments is going to change all that, and it's probably going to help the Big Ten out. I mean, it's the Big Ten versus the SEC. That's the other what college football is.
The other argument that there is Miami. And
have you watched any Miami games this year?
I've seen a little bit, and they're not good.
They are very good on offense, very exciting. They're fun. They are terrible on defense.
Terrible.
And they fucking hang around and they play with their food and they wait for their food to wake up and then fucking strike back.
Yep.
Several games I watched of Miami. I watched a lot of Miami football because, well, first off, they have one of the best jersey combo in all sports. Secondly, Miami is like, Ed Reed, fucking Clinton Porter. You know what I mean? Like, we grew up.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, they don't deserve to be in. They just don't deserve to be in. Like, I'm sorry. They don't deserve to be in. You can't have three losses.
You can't lose to Syracuse. Come on.
Well, I mean, Syracuse has played better, but you're right. You can't.
No.
They also had another dog shit loss in there, though.
I can't remember who it was.
And if you don't have that other dog shit loss, then you can lose.
Georgia Tech, but that's not that bad.
It's not that good.
It's not that good. No, it's not. Because they also lost to Syracuse.
It's fucking better if Georgia Tech beats Georgia, right?
Yes. Yeah, and then he's like, oh, well, they took them to 8 overtimes. Doesn't matter. They fucking lost, man.
So, and Illinois took Penn State to 8 overtimes, and was Illinois better than Penn State that year? No. Like, stop it. That's such a silly fucking argument.
Well, Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame.
Okay, and if you're putting Penn State's resume, I'm so tired of fighting this fight. The only Notre Dame fan I know that isn't a complete and utter fucking idiot is Jake. If you put resume to resume against Penn State versus... Who did?
The Sixers lost again.
They're not even worth a fucking second of your breath. If you put Notre Dame versus Penn State up on your projector, all the rankings, everything you want to fucking talk about, all this other shit, at the end of the day, it's so close that you can't lose to Northern Iowa. I mean,
Northern Illinois. Like that's literally the difference. I mean, they're like spitting images of each other. Now, Penn State has a little more depth, I would say, in the running game, but I mean, you're picking like it's picked.
Man, I'm not here for that. I don't really care about the depth. It's the same fucking team. It's literally I'm saying what I'm helmet and one wears a white helmet. They're identical.
No.
One had a terrible fucking loss at home as a 33-point favorite, and the other team,
Penn State has two legitimate running backs. Notre Dame has one. That's a big difference.
You think Kaytron Allen is as good as he was last year? I don't. I think Allen has fallen off.
I know that he's got 700 fucking yards.
I'm just saying.
The Penn State has two guys with 700 yards. Notre Dame has one with 900.
Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I get it. I'm just saying I don't think it matters in what you're trying to fucking point here. Is my point.
They also have another dude with 650, so that's pretty legit.
Who?
Price.
That's that Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's you're splitting hairs. Who fucking cares?
Yeah. No, they're very similar teams. They are.
They're the same fucking team, and I don't want to hear, "Oh, we blew out USC." You blew out USC when Mason Miller threw fucking or whatever his name is threw 2 pick sixes. Like the blowing out teams doesn't fucking matter to me, right? It doesn't.
Miller Moss. You're thinking of.
That's that. Yeah. Thank you. I was thinking the closer for the A's.
Yeah.
You can't lose to Northern Illinois as a 33-point favorite. You can't do it at home.
And it was home. Yeah, it was
Do it. You can't fucking do it. And it's not like we're saying that Northern Illinois is having a UNLV year or an Army year. They're fucking like 7th in the MAC. They're 1 game over.
7-5.
You can't. 2 games over. You can't. You can't be that dumb. And if it was reversed, if Penn State lost to fucking Cedar Crest Hospital, people would be fucking blowing the fucking stack off the roof. All right. So like, fucking chill.
Northern Illinois beats Notre Dame and then promptly loses to Buffalo.
Yeah, come on. Like, what are we doing? Like, Penn State.
I'll tell you what though, Penn State Notre Dame would be a fucking great game. Great game.
It'd be tough not to. It'd be a nice. Like, are you talking about national championship game? Because I feel like that's the only real way they can go.
It depends on how the bracket shit sets up.
But it would be a nice because
they could see each other like in the second round, right?
Yeah, well, depending, right?
Yeah,
I guess Notre Dame. I mean, Notre Dame could get jumped. Again, we could have this scenario with Notre Dame getting pushed down because they don't have a conference game to play. And if Texas loses in the conference game, Georgia jumps into that role. It's a whole fucking mess.
Yeah, but they're going to make the playoffs, though.
Who?
Notre Dame.
I know, but I'm saying, like when you're saying that they could play in the second round, it all depends on where Notre Dame gets shoved to.
It depends on the number, yeah.
Yeah. So you can't, it doesn't really matter until it matters,
Yeah, well, once we see the bracket, then we'll know.
Yeah, then we can really, tear it apart. But, right now, it don't fucking matter. Right now, the only thing that matters is we have a game at 8 o'clock against Oregon.
8 o'clock against Oregon, and the line is Oregon minus 3.5. And, tickets are pretty cheap, actually, if you wanted to take a road trip out to Indy.
Indianapolis.
You can get it. You can get into the building for like $5 or something, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, it's hard. Like nobody's planning on this, and like if you're a big Penn State fan, you're planning on traveling or planning on going to a game or whatever. You're not making plans for the Big 10 championship game. You saw Ohio State. Ohio State had to play fucking Michigan, and Michigan's in a down year. You don't think that, like, you are never in a million years thinking that Penn State's going to end up in that game.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to a Big 10 championship game.
No. I'm not saying that you wouldn't go to it. I'm saying that you wouldn't plan on being in it.
Oh, yeah. Agree.
Once you lose that game to Ohio State, you're like, all right, well, we're not going to make the Big 10 championship game, but you know what? We can still make the playoffs.
It was so funny when we lost that. I was like, for the first time, and like since I've been a Penn State fan, I was just like very much like, it's all right. It's the loss, and I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but like, what's the like limit on that?
Well, I mean,
you can't lose to Ohio State every fucking year, man.
Well, Michigan or Ohio State loses to Michigan every year. I mean, at this rate. Here's the thing. Who does Penn State play next year?
There's got Oregon.
They'll play Oregon.
They'll
play Ohio State, and they'll probably play a reloaded Michigan.
Well, I know they play Oregon, and that's a fucking great game. I would love to go to that game actually.
And I know they play Ohio State because that's the guarantee locked in Big Ten game for them.
Yeah, so they have Nevada,
Colin Kaepernick going to come out and throw out the first pitch.
Nevada, Florida International,
Okay.
Villanova.
What?
Yeah,
Is that at Nova or at Penn State?
it's at Beaver. It's at Penn State.
Damn.
Iowa, Michigan State. These are all out of order. I'm just saying that
I don't care.
the first three are in order. The rest are not. Iowa, Michigan State, Ohio State, Indiana, Nebraska, Northwestern, Oregon, Rutgers, UCLA.
So we lose USC. We
so
don't.
no Michigan, no USC. But you get Iowa and you get Indiana. And you get Oregon.
Indiana. You better fucking hope. Okay, Indiana. Where's that game at?
It's in Penn State.
We're going. We're going.
I'd rather go to the Oregon game.
We're going.
The Oregon game's going to be hard to get tickets to, though.
Indiana better fucking hope they don't get blown the fuck out in the playoff, and they better fucking pray they don't lose. Indiana's my new Iowa. Welcome.
Yo, maybe we should go to that Rutgers game. It's in Jersey.
Are you crazy?
Why? It's close.
So I'm gonna end up like the CEO of United Health, dead. You ever been to Rutgers?
Yes, it's in Piscataway. It's not even in a city.
It's fucking terrible. No, I'd go to that.
It's right off the turnpike. It's easy.
I know. That's where the love of my life broke my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I had to spend a whole week in New York. Imagine my fucking dismay.
So terrible.
Yeah.
The rest is history. So, all right, Kenny, if you had to make a pick, let's do this. Let's pick against the spread, the Eagles and Penn State. So, Eagles minus 12.5.
They're gonna fuck around and not cover that. You know that, right?
Yeah, they're gonna win by 10.
I like the Panthers to cover that. I
do too. I do too. It's just a feeling, and they could end up winning by 20. I don't know.
This is a Miles Sanders comeback home game.
Oh, so we have to bet Miles Sanders over 40.
I think he's hurt.
I was gonna say I don't even think he's playing. And then Penn State plus 3.5. Outright.
Listen, here's the thing, Dave. I'm telling you right now, I'm homering Penn State.
Penn State is on a mission.
I'm betting Penn State with my heart, not my brain. I think Penn State wins that game. I was very reluctant in the beginning, but now looking at stats and looking at, projections and AI and everything that I look at, it's got Penn State at 51, 52% every model I look at. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen a model that suggests Oregon wins that game. That doesn't mean anything. That's probably bad news, honestly.
Yeah, right.
But my heart is set.
All I know is Oregon's fucking good and they're tough. I mean they beat Ohio State in a fucking dogfight, which was a great fucking game. I watched that whole game. That was a fucking great game.
What game?
Oregon Ohio State, back in October.
Oh, that was such a fun Will Howard Howard classic.
Such a good game though. Such a good game. Yeah, I like Penn State's chances. I don't know if they will win, but I don't think they're going to give up 40. So, I like their chances. I'll take Penn State with the points. Honestly, I don't know if they'll win outright. I want them to, but
Guess what? Puppy confirmed.
Oh, congratulations, Kenny.
Thank you.
The black and white, the black and white one.
Yep, she's leaving Texas tomorrow.
What's her breed?
She is a lab retriever border collie.
Okay.
And she has the biggest paws I've ever seen on a fucking dog.
I saw that.
They're fucking Great Dane size.
Yeah, she's big.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be awesome, man.
I'll tell you what. I used to think that listen. I love Rado. He's like one of my favorite personality dogs I've ever had or ever been around. But he is not an 80-pound dog. There's something about
Yeah,
large breed dogs that are just, it makes you feel like you're home. You know what I mean?
I love large breed dogs.
And Rado's got a cat personality when Kip's alive or awake. So like he's sporadic when Kip's around because he doesn't want to. He's 9 years old. He doesn't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? Like he's ready. He's ready to go see his sister.
Well, congratulations. That's cool. Love it.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
Love the news for you. There's nothing really else to talk about because the other teams suck. The Flyers look okay. Michkov.
Listen, here's what we're gonna do with the Flyers. They're gonna get in the playoffs.
It's fun. They're fun to watch.
They're fun. They're not unbearable. They're gonna get in the playoffs because the East is weak.
You know what? They have some weird like just moments where they just look like complete shit and they give up like 3 goals. You know, like in like
Problem is they don't really have a goalie.
no.
They have guys that could be goalies. They could learn it and do it and be good. They don't have a goalie right now that I'm comfortable. You know what they need? And this is going to blow fucking people's brains right out the water when I say this. They need a veteran backup, a Brian Elliott. I don't want Brian Elliott, but they need a Brian Elliott.
Yeah. No, that I think that you're onto something there, actually.
They need to trade for one of them at the deadline or even now. Like, just get anyone. You know, teams
Well,
always trying to.
Who do you think they're going to send out of here? Frosty?
He's been playing pretty well the last couple of games. Problem with him is he's not consistent enough, you know, and he's just frustrating. And the problem with Torts, and we talked about this, is like you need to have a thick skin to play for him. He's gonna bench you. It doesn't matter if you're Mishkov, if you're Giroux, if you're Hoots, if you're fucking Konechny, if you're the fucking Rinka guy, if you're a concession stand guy.
But I know
he's
Frosty,
gonna bench you.
Frosty, he's on a contract year, so he's kind of prime time to ship out of here. And
I don't think he's bad.
No, I don't think he is either.
Sometimes he doesn't play with like the urgency that you want, and
he's young. He's 25. Like,
yeah, I'm not. Who's on? Do you have that up by any chance?
What
contract years
for the Flyers? Yeah, I do.
Can you give me like some of them? Because I'm curious.
Yeah, so let's see. So we have free agent year. Let's see. Let me sort this fucker.
Give me unrestricted though, because like restricted, they always find their way back.
Yeah, it's hard for me to do that on this list, but
then do it.
So the free agents are Noah Cates,
they'll sign him.
Hathaway, Frost.
I'll tell you what, they'll probably keep Hathaway. They like that guy.
Yeah, Cam York.
They love York. They'll sign him.
There's another guy they'll keep. Eric Johnson.
He's gone.
Fedotov is a 2026. So that's it for 25.
So yeah, okay. So you're right. So they'll trade Eric Johnson, and because they did that with what's his face, and the Zumbarov, right? That number 8 last year, they traded him.
Yeah,
people were upset about that, which was so silly. So Frost and Johnson are your targets here.
Exactly. So, Cam York, I'd see them lock him up probably.
For sure. And the thing with Noah Cates, what's his Cates?
Cates.
He you can sign him for a 3-year, $3 million deal. $1.1 million, $3.3 million contract.
Right, which is crazy because he's getting paid like 2.6 right now.
Yeah, I mean he's fine. I mean even at a 3-year 246, 3-year 7.5. Yeah. I mean, you can lock that guy up, and he's a quality fourth liner. Listen, people forget this in hockey. You need fourth liners. Like you need them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They matter.
No, they just need to count their chips and get ready for when they have to sign Michkov.
Well, they're not gonna fuck that up.
Nah, I know. But you got Travis Konechny here for a while. He'll be the anchor. Couturier also here a while. They signed him through 2030. Farabee, he's here. Sanheim's in. Tippett. They have a pretty good nucleus.
Yeah, they signed Tippett, right?
Yeah, Tippett's up. Tippett's the longest tenure, longest contract.
And the problem with Tippett is Jesus fucking Christ. Do not stand behind the net when that guy's shooting.
I know. Yeah, I know.
He loves hitting the glass.
He's good though. I like him.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I mean, listen, he's a ginger, right? So we love him.
Yeah, he's a
Um,
gingy.
yeah, the Flyers just I don't know. If you have expectations of a Stanley Cup, like stop. But if they have expectations of making the playoffs, I think that's a fair expectation, especially
I
with
think
the East.
I think that a realistic expectation for the Flyers is to win a Stanley Cup within the next 5 years.
Woof. I hope you're right. Well, to me,
I mean, I can't imagine that happening because it's literally never happened in my lifetime. But that's just what I think,
here's the problem.
or at least contend for
Nolan-
one. Contend for
The
one.
Nolan Patrick draft pick is what really just screwed them.
Yeah,
Because there's so many good players after Patrick that
I know.
obviously we didn't, look at Mishkov,
I know. I don't want to even think about the Nolan Patrick draft.
And it's a shame because I think that kid could have probably been pretty good if he didn't scramble his eggs.
Yeah, probably.
It's so funny as you get older because, like, when you're like 21, 22, you're like, oh, Planet Fasciitis, what a fucking pussy. Nope, I get it. That fucking sucks. All right?
Wasn't Tippett in that draft?
Was he? I have no idea.
I think he was, man.
Also, I want a written apology from all the people that were like, oh, Claude Giroux screwed the Flyers. Claude Giroux fucked them over. Make me say they were going to Colorado. Fucking idiots.
Let's see. He was in that draft. Owen Tippett, number 10.
And we...
But Makar is the one. Like,
It's the killer. It's the killer.
yeah.
And he's still what? He's like 24. He's still not even like a fucking... He doesn't even have pubic hair yet.
My fucking power just went out for a second.
I saw that.
That was weird.
That's Satan.
It's time to close the podcast off. So yeah, let's go Birds. Let's go Penn State. I'll be fucking hyped for that fucker on Saturday. Got a little Friendsgiving situation happening over here with
I was gonna see if you wanted
Brianna's
to come.
friends.
Yeah, I was gonna see if you wanted to come down.
I know. I wish I could. Brianna's friends are coming over for Friendsgiving at 2, but we should be clear for the 8 o'clock start, so I'm not worried about that.
Well, I mean, even if they're there, I mean, they gotta know.
Oh, that everybody knows.
Yeah, that might be one of them boys where I go get a 6-pack of a little sour monkey.
Grab some elf. Oh, I thought you were gonna go elf. Okay.
No, here's the.
Oh, I know.
You gotta taper it, man.
I know.
Elves are bad.
I know they are.
I'll tell you what I had, which I really got me feeling like early 20s, mid 20s. I crushed a lot of Rolling Rocks over Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Solid fucking beer. Solid
Good.
fucking.
I like Rolling
It's
Rock.
a fucking great beer. I love that it's in a green bottle. I mean, just honestly, I think I might put Rolling Rocks as my number one domestic.
No.
What's better?
Lager.
I fucking hate Yingling.
Oh, you just don't like lager then.
I don't like lager, so like immediately I'm out.
Yeah, that's fine. So like Rolling Rock, yeah, okay. Like Pilsner or whatever it is.
Yeah. Like your Bud Light,
Like Budweiser.
Lion's Head. You know what? I could crush a Natty Light though. It's been a minute.
Yeah, Natty. Yeah, Natty has a good flavor. I don't know. Rolling Rock's pretty good though. Is Rolling Rock considered a light beer though?
I think it is.
I don't know. I don't even know. I just don't know.
So there was a little bar on 309 next to the Yum Yums. I don't know if you'll remember this. It's called Tracks, right? Back in my day, you go in there, and they used to have the 7-ounce Pony Boys for $1.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, right?
Oh yeah.
You were getting a Rolling Rock for $3.
Yep.
You know, and it was always for some reason every time I think. Well, that day it happened to be karaoke night, darts. It was the fucking best place on earth. I fucking wish they never closed. It was the best place on earth, and I think that's what I was drinking those Rolling Rocks, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it's been a minute, man. Like,
Dude, what was it about those pony bottles, man?
it was just fun because you could slam.
Cordy.
You could slam 7 ounces without thinking twice. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, now I'm telling you, Gordy, I agree with you. I haven't had a Rolling Rock in probably a decade.
I kind of now
Some
want to get some Rolling Rock, but I'm not drinking beer right now, man.
So I used to be like you.
Yeah, I'm drinking bourbon.
Yeah. Oh, I had Taylor.
Yeah,
and
there you
I had
go.
a little Eagle Rare.
Oh, you had some Eagle Rare?
Yeah, my brother-in-law's an auditor for West Shore, who
Mm-hmm.
sponsors Penn State, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
which is funny. And he he has like a crew. He doesn't fly out as much as he used to, but he'll go to Kentucky every time. And he said the one day, this doesn't happen ever, but he did. He had a late flight, so he went there. They only put out one bottle basically a day, right? Like you can only get one of these high end bottles because they're like $200 in the state store, but down there they're only 60. In the morning, they put out a Taylor bottle, so he grabbed that, and then when he was done the tour, it was the end of the flip. You know, when they switch it over
Yeah.
for the afternoon, it was the Eagle Rare.
Oh, that's fucking.
Like that's like the jackpot of all jackpots.
Yeah, that's a win, man.
And dude, I'll tell you what, I've decided that the old fashioned is the drink. If I'm out, if I'm out to dinner, I'm having an old fashioned.
I like old
They're great.
fashioned,
I like
but
when the cherry. I like when the cherry is like, it's like it looks like it's rotten and it's like dark black. I know that's a good Manhattan immediately when I
but
see that.
but
I mean,
honestly,
old
you.
fashioned.
Yeah, I was gonna say you changed it. But honestly, like I like just drinking it neat, man. I never thought that I would ever do that in my million years.
No, I mean that's my drink at home, right? Like, and I do that at the bar. But like, if I see an old fashioned and I see that cherry that looks like cancer, I'm drinking it.
And on that note, we are done. Um, so Penn State football.
I lost you, David. I lost you, David. Dave's internet. It looks like it's just me because Dave got fired. I just looked it up. Rolling Rocks are a light lager, which is surprising because I hate lagers. 4.4, 132 calories per Rolling Rock. That's tough. That's tough. Okay, here's a fun fact about Rolling Rocks. The 33 on the Rolling Rock stands for the Steelers because that's when they were founded. I should end this because this is. He's going to have to edit this because, like, what are we doing here? This is terrible timing. We were done. He said he wanted to end it, and I didn't let him end it. And this is what happens when you don't let them end it. Oh. All right, I will sing a rendition of God Bless America, land that I love. 9/11 was planned. Jet fuel can't burn metal beams. That's all I got for you. I'm out. If I don't, I don't even know how to, guy. I don't even know how to close out this. I don't even know how to close this out. This is what I'm talking about. Dave's the producer. He's the lifeline of this podcast. I don't know what to do. Maybe if I hit this. Anyone? Oh, here we go. Gordy. Fuck you. Don't be shitting on fucking Rolling Rock. Should I end it? Should I not end it? Oh boy, this is this is embarrassing. He lost his power. He just texted me. We'll call. I know, Gordy, but it's like it's uncomfortably embarrassing when I got to carry this fucking thing myself. How do I even put it up? Can I put it up? How do I put it up? See, this is the problem. He doesn't give me any rights, Gordy. I don't get no, I don't get nothing. I don't get no producer role. I can't put your fucking comment on the screen. Did you like my 9/11 tribute song? Now I'm trying to catch up on the chat. There was one 15 minutes ago that said if Penn State lose, oh, I can put it up. If Penn State loses, Franklin will get fired. He's not good. They're not going to get rid of him. I'm telling you, it's just not going to happen. And he's going to play out that contract, and they'll probably fucking extend him. And I don't know if I'm mad about it anymore. I'm probably less mad about it than I would have been even 3 weeks ago. You were just talent. I know. I'm like a fucking. I'm just like a fucking like porn star. I just get on set, get railed, and then get done. You know what I mean? Literally, that is always I've literally have said that from the beginning, Gordy. I literally just show up, and just do what Dave needs. I derail him, I get him going. I think he might be popping in right now. I mean, what a shit time for his brick walls to fail us. I don't even think he can get in. Would you like another song?
Are you just like playing songs for people right now?
I was singing a beautiful rendition of "God Bless America."
Oh my god. Well, so my power went out.
Nice.
Uh that was that was wild. So yeah, let's end this thing. Who knows what this is gonna be like?
You're gonna edit it or no?
Fuck no, come on.
Well, God bless America. 9/11 was planned.
Oh great. I'm sure this is gonna be one for the ages. All right. Well, see y'all next week.
Good night. Good night.
Goodbye.
Bye. Very nice.